Good morning, guys. About 4:30 in the morning. I've been up since 3 with some of the latest stuff that's gone on in the world, trying to pay attention to what's going on. Uh, obviously Russia, Ukraine, which I'm going to get into in a second here, but now you've got Armenia and Azerbaijan starting to heat up, and that doesn't suit anybody well, too, because now you got more stuff going on in Eastern Europe, and that happens to be the Turkey Iran borders. And yeah, okay. So I'm going to get into some of that. What came out around midnight Eastern time last night is very interesting. Okay. Russia is no longer demanding that Ukraine be denazified. Okay. Now remember, this was one of the reasons that Russia went into Ukraine, supposedly, right? So we've heard the biolab story and the denazification story. None of that is the point, guys. And I'm gonna I'm what I was saying a couple of weeks ago is coming out more and more to be true. What you gotta watch is Poland, okay? The reason I say this, okay, and this came out, Russian media is talking about, as they put it, a double Russian bomb proposal in Poland, okay, which is their intent is to reshape the map of Europe and the existence of Ukraine and go on from there. Now, I want to show you this map because it's the only way I can really explain everything to you so you understand what's going on. So take a look at this. Now, I want to start with the red dot up in the left, okay? That's Kaliningrad. That is part of Russia. Now, obviously, as you can see, Kaliningrad is completely surrounded by Poland and Lithuania. So imagine this being like Alaska. It's part of the United States, but in order to get there by land, okay, you need to go through another country. In this case, Lithuania or Poland, which happen to both be NATO members. Okay. Well, this causes a big problem because Kaliningrad houses a lot of Russia's navy. And so if you want to cut the Navy off from the country, it's pretty easy. So Russia's very concerned about having some sort of land bridge to Kaliningrad. All right. Then if you look at the red squiggly line there, which is down on the border of Ukraine and Moldova, that's Transnistria. Okay. And that is kind of another Russian enclave that the Russians would love to have more control over. Okay, it's also on a main river that comes out of the Black Sea, which goes into the rest of Europe, which would be great for trade. Now, those are two places that Russia would like to assimilate into all of Russia. So what do they have? Well, if you look at that big blue blob right there in the middle, okay, that is all currently Eastern Ukraine, all right? And it's the territory of Galicia, if you will, at least on older maps. Russia is potentially proposing to do this peacefully, okay? That Ukraine no longer is considered an independent nation, and in exchange for a land route to Kaliningrad, Russia would give Poland Galicia. Okay, you see where this is going. This isn't about denazification. This isn't about chemical weapons or biolabs or anything like that. This is about land and access to waterways. That's exactly what you've got going on. Now, if you look at this, if you wipe out Ukraine as a country and make it part of Russia, Now you have that wall there with it, which is Belarus and Ukraine, okay, and then Transnistria along there. You have a healthy chunk of the border of the Black Sea, okay, the coastline. Now remember, Russia also took Crimea, which is that little blob there on the north end of the Black Sea. Okay, so you're now talking about Russia having coastline on the Black Sea of about half of it. Okay, that would be important. And then, of course, you still have the straits that you got to get through in Istanbul to get out to the ocean. But this opens up trade for them. This opens up their naval ports in Kaliningrad. This is what's going on. This is why I keep saying this could be World War III. All right. And even the Russian press is saying that. You know, as they put it, the Russians are stressing, and I'm just going to read this quote to you, that this very issue of land exchange must be resolved peacefully here and now. Otherwise, a war with Poland is just around the corner as the situation is similar to the eve of World War II. This is what's coming out of the Russian press. Now, I know everybody's going to say, oh, gee, it's propaganda, whatever it would be. Stuff like that. You don't say stuff like that. That's not propaganda. Hey, going to war with Poland. What does that mean? That means going to war with NATO. That means World War III. I've been saying since the beginning to watch Poland, and all of a sudden this comes out. Now, not only are these stories being reported out of the Russian press, okay, but you also have similar news coming out of Al Jazeera, okay, Arab world. You also have it coming out of the Financial Times, British. All right. So not only are the Russians saying it, but the other media are reporting similar stuff, you know, their investigations. This is why it's important to know, because if we do go into a World War III scenario, first off, you guarantee the draft starts again. The military is all our militaries, okay? US, Canada, whatever would be. I can't speak for the Canadians or the Australians for draft, how that works or anything like that. So I'll speak for the US. Every branch of our military is understaffed. So guaranteed you're getting a draft, especially if we have a World War III. So that means you got kids or grandkids, you know, they might want to start getting in shape because this is what's coming, all right? That also means we are going to see shortages, rationing, God knows what. Go back to World War II. I've talked about this before. Sugar, coffee, rubber, steel, cotton, you name it, okay? Anything is going to be rationed because it's going to have to go to some sort of war effort. Now, you get Russia up against all of NATO. Not that it's going to be quick, okay, because right now Russia's struggling just against Ukraine. Imagine the rest of the world on them. But how long does it take till a China, till a North Korea, till an Iran all come in and go, hey, there's chaos going on in the world. This is our opportunity to take out Taiwan, take out Japan, take out Israel, do whatever. Just like World War II, this is when you wind up a 2 or a potential 3-front war. NATO can't be spread that thin. So who does it say we're not going to defend? Well, Taiwan for sure, okay, because NATO has nothing to do with Taiwan. NATO's going to take care of the Russian threat. Israel, maybe, okay. So, you know, now what happens? Do we just let the Chinese run through Asia? Oh, I don't know, Philippines, Indonesia. You know, hey, Aussies, you guys, yeah, okay. What happens if Israel all of a sudden winds up under attack? What do? Oh, now we have the Saudis. What if the Saudis in Iran? You know, what happens there? Now all of a sudden, all our oil's cut off. Are you seeing the big picture? Biden can't. Okay, This is all about territory and economics. The river, Transnistria, along that area, that's important, okay? But Kaliningrad is military, okay? Want to get control of that. What do countries want as their best line of defense? Some sort of natural barrier. Okay, you can draw lines on a map. That I can walk right over a line. That's no big deal. Okay, I can drive a tank right over a line. That's no big deal. You want natural boundaries. You want waterways. You want mountains. Something that's more difficult to traverse. That's what Russia's going after. The intention here isn't to denazify Ukraine or to take out biolabs. The intention is to take out Ukraine, period. That's what we got to pay attention to. Pinball out.